Now, let's look at example 4. Work out all the solutions to sine of alpha is 0.7, positive 0.7, within the domain of 0 to 4 pi. So that's 2 cycles, because 1 cycle is 2 pi. So let's write down what we have to solve. Sine of the angle alpha is 0.7 for the domain alpha between 0 and 4 pi. So remember to start off, draw your little CAST diagram. CAST. Now we see here that sine of alpha is a positive value, so identify in your diagram where sine could be positive. Or sine's positive in the A quadrant, or sine is positive in the S quadrant. So sine is positive in quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. Now remember, we need to work out the tiny angle, the acute angle first before we can consider the whole domain. So acute angle is the sine inverse of 0.7. Now be careful, if your angle in your original equation is negative, if this was a negative, do not put a negative in here, because if you use a calculator, that will give you the wrong answer. Make sure whatever number you have in the acute, the tiny angle, is a positive number here. So using a calculator, sine inverse of 0.7 is approximately 0.7754 radians. Make sure your calculator is on radians, not on degrees, because your domain here, 4 pi, is radians. There's no degree symbol, so we're assuming it's radians. So because my tiny angle is 0.7754 radians, then we need to consider the two revolutions of 4 pi. So therefore alpha can be the first tiny angle in quadrant 1, which is 0.7754. Now the next tiny angle is this one here, because it's a mirror image. So that angle of interest is pi minus 0.7754, because the tiny angle's there, 0.77, and pi is half a circle. We need to do another full repeat of your circle, because we're going to 4 pi. So that tells us our next answer is 2 pi plus 0.7754, because we've done 1 cycle already. And then the next final answer within our cycling domain is 3 pi minus 0.7754. We're subtracting because the tiny angle, we haven't quite reached the 180 degrees or the pi radians yet. So using a calculator to make it look nice and pretty, so we get 0.7754. Pi minus 0.77 gives us approximately 2.3662, 7.0586, and 8.6494 are our 4 answers, all the solutions to that equation.